ready to finish this book. Should we finish this book tonight, chat? I think tonight's the night we finish this book. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see if we're finally going to escape the Pizzaplex, even though we already technically did. But apparently we're coming back for a 5th night, because that's the name of the game. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. Other than Security Breach, which is 1 night at Freddy's, technically 5 hours at Freddy's, if you look at it from that perspective. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Hello Lily, hello Emmy, and hello OG. Welcome. I think that you're new, I'm not sure though. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's begin. Night 5. It's almost nighttime again. You only know that because of the tiny window in the supply closet where you've been hiding all day. You found this spot last night and watched as the window went from dark to light, shadows moving across the floor as the sun crossed the sky and then began to set, casting the room in a warm orange tone. Now, those vibrant hues are almost gone, leaving you in the dark again. Soon, the Pizzaplex will be closed. Hang on, I want to stop real quick. How did we end up in a closet? It's almost nighttime again. You only know window and supply closet where you've been hiding all day. Did she go back to the Pizzaplex? I'm confused. Hang on, where's the previous page that we were on? What was the previous page? I don't remember what the previous page was. Crap. I don't know what the previous page was, and it's not here because... let's just continue reading, I guess. Also, what do you guys think of the music? I got the Help 1 and 2 variant of the Princess Quest theme. Thought it would spice it up a bit. Alright, let's begin again, sorry. I was just confused is all. Alright, spot last night, watched window from the dark light, shadows moving across the floor as the sun crossed the sky and began to set, casting the room in a warm orange tones. Now those vibrant hues are almost gone, leaving you in the dark again. Soon, the Pizzaplex will be closed, and you are here, and here you still are, crying and feeling bad for yourself after what happened last night. Gregory's behavior, you understand, his sense of humor has always been dark, even dangerous, but even though you're still furious with him over playing so many mean pranks on you, that's how he is. It's Roxy's betrayal that really stings. After she saved your birthday party, you really thought she was nice and kind, and that she'd never play such a mean prank on you. Well, technically she was manipulated into order to, because Gregory and Freddy told her that Cassie liked being pranked. So, Roxy didn't really know. Roxy was a victim as well. Also, I think that this is implying that Cassie didn't actually escape the Pizzaplex. She ran off and hid in a supply closet all day. Why didn't she escape the Pizzaplex? Wasn't she right in front of the doors when we last left off? I don't know. But she did, and it hurts. You shift in place, your arms and legs stiff from being hidden away all day. You thought about leaving, but the last thing you wanted was to run into Gregory or Freddy, or worse, Roxy. While you did, so instead, you spent the whole day locked away in here, alone letting your tears flow. You wipe your eyes for the 100th time, hoping that whatever Gregory is, he feels guilty at least, a little. But you doubt it. Tap, tap. You turn your head toward that sound, which seems to be coming from the door to the storage closet. Tap, tap, tap. This time, you know you heard it. Cassie, you're surprised to hear her Roxy's voice. Are you in there? You frown. Go away. I don't want to play any more games. I'm not playing any games, Roxy says. I promise. Please open the door. It's important. You want to ignore her, but the pleading sound in her voice gives you an achy feeling in your chest. So you give in, going over and letting her in. Man, that's sad. The animatronic nearly fills the small closet, but Roxy has a look on her face that makes her seem smaller than usual, somehow. I'm sorry, Roxy says quickly, about last night. You look away, unable to believe her. Did Gregory tell you to say that? Pretend to be regretful so you can lure me out for another game? Roxy shakes her head. No, Cassie. I should have known what happened wouldn't be fun for you, but I didn't. She pauses. I'm not sure why. That gets your interest. You look back at Roxy. What do you mean? Roxy shifts from one foot to another. I'm not sure, only that I don't think I'm acting normal. Something is off. Some of your sadness recedes, replaced by intrigue. Roxy, have you scanned your programming lately? Roxy shakes her head. No, I haven't, but that is a good idea. Please wait. A moment later, Roxy's face goes blank as the animatronic begins an internal scan. You wait patiently for a few minutes until her features brighten again. Immediately, she frowns. Oh no, Cassie. You were right. My programming has been tampered with. Glitch trap. By Gregory? She nods. Yes. He altered it so that I would assist him in his prank last night. But I found something else too. She pauses. Something much, much worse. Knowing how dark Gregory's humor has gotten, you aren't sure you want to hear what's coming, but you have to know. What did Gregory do to you, Roxy? He's altering my programming so that I will turn on you, Cassie, and attack you. You shiver. A shiver runs over your skin. When? Roxy hesitates for a moment. Soon. Anger and fear flash, chasing away the last of your sadness, but it's followed by sudden resolve. You're tired of Gregory's cruel games, but he's not the only one who knows how to reprogram the animatronics. I'm not going to let that happen. You stand again, pushing past Roxy and heading to the door. Come on, if we can get to the main computer terminal, I can get into your code and fix what Gregory changed. Roxy doesn't move. But Cassie, I'm not sure where the region is. It might still be active in the Pizzaplex. Whatever Gregory has done to Roxy, there's no time to waste in undoing it. But Roxy has a point. If the region is still around, you need to be careful. Part of you wants to make a run for the main computers as fast as possible, but the cautious part of you says you should move slower, taking the time to make sure the region isn't around. You look up at Roxy, who waits patiently for you to decide what to do. Alright, chat. Decision time. If you want to be cautious and search the hallway carefully, or do we make a run for it? The main computer room to fix Roxy's programming. Yeah, this seems like it's Dr. Rabbit. This definitely isn't Gregory. Which is pretty much a alternate persona. It's like how Vanessa and Vanny are two different minds in the same body. It's pretty much the same thing for Gregory. He has Gregory, and then he has Dr. Rabbit, aka Evil Gregory, pretty much, and he's like a hacker. And he's a very loyal person to Glitchtrap. I can't think of the word, but he's very loyal. He wants to please Glitchtrap. He wants to be the favorite. He's like, he wants to be the #1 best servant, pretty much. Little does he know he's helping a robot that mimics things. Let's see here. Put the Dawko song. That's copyright, Emmy. The song is nice. You're kind of quiet. Is this better? I just moved my mic a little bit closer to my mouth. Yeah, John, I have to put my volume up. I can hear the music more than you. Okay, let me turn down the music then, in that case. Sorry. Oh, I have the music at full. I forgot I put that up earlier. When I was watching the FNCS thing for the drops today, I think. At least I think that's what I was doing, right? I don't remember. Let's see here. copying Roxy's voice? Maybe. Wait and be careful. I want to fix Roxy. Okay. We have 2 votes. We have wait and be careful and fix Roxy. Sorry, I was catching up on chat. Okay, we have a tie currently. OG, can you just settle this debate for us? Or are we gonna have to do the classic flip a coin? Flippa flippa. Trying to remember why I had my volume so high. It was because of, I think it was because of FNCS, but it could have been something else. I don't remember. Let me check something real quick. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe it was during last night when I was checking something. I don't remember. Make a run for it? Alright. Make a run for the main computer. You decide there's no time to waste. We need to get to the main computer terminal. You tell Roxy. As soon as possible. Okay, she nods. Let's go. You leave the storage closet behind and plunge into the hall, moving quickly. There's no time to waste, even though you're worried about encountering the regen again. You don't know what Gregory did to Roxy, but you're willing to bet that it won't take long to kick in. If you don't get into the computer terminal quickly, there's no telling what will happen. The hall seems darker than usual, a suspicious that's confirmed as you get out into the public areas of the Pizzaplex. Half of the neon signs have gone dark, though you don't know why. Something to do with the Regent, or something Gregory did. Whatever it is, it makes you rush to get to the computer room less safe than you like. The best you can do is scan the darkness as you continue on, hoping you'll spot anything that moves before it spots you. At the bottom of the main lobby, stairs up to the main stage, you pause for a breath. Also, the darkness above you isn't very inviting. Roxy seems to sense your hesitance. I think I might know another way, Cassie, she says. There's an elevator. Jeez, I can't speak. There's an elevator that will take us near the main computer terminal room. An elevator? That doesn't sound much better, but if it's the less exposed part of the Pizzaplex, maybe it's not a bad idea. You glance up at the stairs one more time. Then again, you're more familiar with the main stage area, so you'll know the best way to retreat if you don't run into any unexpected dangers, with an S. If you want to continue up the stairs, if you want to take the elevator. I feel like elevator. What do you think, chat? Stairs or elevator? not take the elevator? Why? That makes me want to take it. Don't take it this way. Oh, I get what you're saying. Don't take the elevator because of ruin. Ha ha, very funny. I guess we're taking stairs. Monty's gonna be chilling in the elevator, it's crazy. Alright, stairs it is. I think we should keep going here, you say to Roxy, pointing up the stairs. You don't trust an unfamiliar elevator, and getting caught in such a small space is the last thing you want to do right now. But let's be careful. Slowly, you creep up the stairs, undaunted by the dark. You listen closely, hoping to catch the sound of anything above you, but the Pizzaplex seems even quieter than usual. Between the darkness and the silence, it's a lot less fun than you remember. You reach to the top of the stairs and freeze immediately, spotting movement in the distance. Get down! You and Roxy crouch, waiting and watching. At first, all you can see is a shadowy form, but then it moves closer. You let out a relieved breath. It's only a cleaning bot. After another minute, it moves on, disappearing toward another part of the Pizzaplex. You continue, Roxy staying close as you traverse the main stage into the backstage area. Finally, you reach the hallway with the computer room. Roxy slows, stumbling a little. What's the matter? You ask. I'm not sure, Roxy says. I'm not feeling so well. I think we need to hurry, Cassie. It must be Gregory's programming. It could fully kick in at any moment. You glance back down at the hall. It's really dark. You're nervous about heading down it without knowing what's there. If you had a flashlight, you could risk checking it out, but you're not sure if you can wait, not with whatever is happening to Roxy. If you have the flashlight and want to check the hall, or if you want to immediately to the main computer room despite the dark. I don't think we have a flashlight. Do we have a flashlight, chat? Did we start off with a flashlight? Page 189. Hang on. Bloop. Bloop. Did we start off with a flashlight? Because we went on easy mode. Was the flashlight the starting item? Play on easy mode. Flashlight. Yep. Flashlight, Bonnie keychain, and food service keycard. We do have a flashlight on us. Okay. What was it? 187? No, 189, I think. Yeah. Alright, so do we want to check the flashlight, or do we just want to rush? We want to go in blind. John, can you make Eternal a mod, please? He already is. I made Emmy a mod because he is a good friend and he can watch over my chat, and he's usually in my stream, so that's pretty much why he's a mod. Although if he ever goes rogue, I can easily just take it away. Easily. Go in immediately. Little did you know, it does that every day. Think we be scare little girl and hide under the bed. I don't know, to be honest. Because heck no, I ain't gonna be in the dark with those robots. How many streams do I need to have to be in to be a mod? I don't really need any new mods right now. I have a good amount of mods. Okay then. So, did we make a decision, or despite the dark, go in immediately, Lily said. says go in immediately. What did Emmy and OG say? Flashlight? What do you think, Emmy? Settle this debate. Flashlight or go in the dark? It's up to you, Emmy. I mean, he did say, cause heck no, I ain't gonna do the dark with these robots, so I think he means... I think he wants me to use the flashlight. Is that what you want, Emmy? Flashlight? Or do we just go in for it? Do we just rush? Waiting for a response by Emmy. If he doesn't respond, I think we're gonna use the flashlight. Alright, Emmy's AFK. Let's just use the flashlight. Leaning carefully around the corner, you flick the flashlight on and shine it down the hallway. There's a flurry of movement. Your head jumps into your throat, but only for a moment. It's just a cleaning bot, spooked by your light. It goes rolling off, opting to pick another part of the Pizzaplex to clean up. Thank goodness. You wave Roxy forward and head down the hall, the door leading into the main computer room. On the wall inside, there are a bunch of monitors, all showing different areas of the Pizzaplex. You're surprised. To your surprise, you spot the region on one of them. It must have completed its decontamination spree, because it appears to be inactive and back in one of the storage areas. That's one problem you won't have to deal with anymore. Quick, you say to Roxy. Interface with the terminal there. She obeys and gets to work, going into her programming and pulling up her protocols. Gregory is clever, but so are you. You find his nasty work quickly, tapping away at the keyboard. You pick apart the changes Gregory made. I think I've got it, you say, typing in the last few commands. Suddenly, the screen flickers, the code disappears, and a question pops up. Red, yellow, or green? What does that mean? Roxy asks. I'm not sure. Another piece of Gregory's game, to your annoyance, but which one is the right choice? Is there even a right choice? You wouldn't put it beyond Gregory to ask a question with no answer. Roxy awaits patiently, trusting you to make the decision. What do we do, chat? Red, yellow, or green? Probably a, like, thing to check, like, hey, are you Gregory? What color did you pick? What color did you encode in order to access my code? Something like that. It's probably like a security measure. Green. Yellow. I got 2 votes for green. My goodness, you guys are chatting fast tonight. Sorry, I mean, you chose too slow. But hey, we made it here now. Alright, green it is. You look up at Roxy and the streak of color in her hair. Might as well go with the choice of Roxy likes most. You type in green and hit the submit button. Suddenly, the monitors all fill with code and begin to flash faster and faster until they are nothing but a blur. Roxy's eyes follow the code intently, scanning it to make a note of the changes being made. Then the code disappears, leaving them all blank. A green smiley face appears on the screen in front of you. You did it, Roxy exclaims. The programming that Gregory added has been deleted. You lean back into the chair, letting out a relieved breath, but movement catches your eye on one of the monitors. The security camera view has reappeared, showing one very particular thing. The Regent, as you watch it come to life again, immediately rolling out of sight and clearly on a mission. Did you do that? Roxy asks. I don't know. You begin typing commands into the computer, navigating through the Pizzaplex files until you find a mention of the Regent. What you see makes your blood turn cold. New mission. The words seem to fill the screen. Bloody red. Sole target. And then, Cassie. Your picture appears on the monitor, a red X plastered across it. That's not good, Roxy says. No, you agree. It definitely is not. It's not going to stop until it finds you, Cassie. I know, but that doesn't mean you're not going to let the Regent get you easily. Roxy, can you help me now? If we can find a way to stop the bot or destroy it, I can escape. Anything you need, Cassie. Roxy stands up straight, confidently, whipping her hair back. I've got your back. Let's turn that bot into a pile of scrap. You swell with hope seeing how dedicated Roxy is to helping you. But even with her at your side, it's not going to be easy. You need to come up with a plan to stop the Regent and foil its newly assigned mission. Roxy might be able to stand up to the nasty bot if she was equipped properly, but you could also try luring the Regent to a place where you can deal with it. The main lobby, the kitchen, the raceway, a number of options occur to you, but one thing is clear, you need to confront the Regent and destroy it before it can destroy you. Oh, what do we do, chat? Do we lure the Regent to the main lobby? Do we lure the Regent to the kitchen? Do we lure it to the Roxy's raceway? Or, if Roxy is equipped with Monty's Claws, you want to directly confront the Regent. I'm afraid we cannot do that option. We do not have Monty's Claws in this scenario. Unfortunately. Sorry, I was pressing the wrong button. Just checking something. Roxy Raceway. Kitchener Raceway. Confront the Regent, I've had enough. Can't confront the Regent, Emmy. We don't have the claws. We must follow the lore. We must follow the rules, Emmy. Alright, I'm gonna say Emmys doesn't count. And I'm gonna go with Raceway. Need to deal with the Regent once and for all. There must be a way to defeat it before it has a chance to try to decontaminate you again. You don't think you know the best place to try to do that. Roxy Raceway. Where better to team up with Roxy and corner the bot than another than her own turf. You watch the monitors, keeping track of the bot's movements as you ponder the best way to do what you need to do. Meanwhile, Roxy waits patiently beside you for your orders. Okay, you say, finally. Here's what we're going to do. Here I am. You stand in the main stage area, spinning around and feeling a little silly as you yell and make a bunch of noise. Here I am. A contaminant. Come and get me. You feel silly, but you're also scared. The last thing you wanted after the Regent cornered you in the kitchen was to come face to face with it again. And here you are, trying to get its attention. Come and clean me up. I'm right here. Your heart jumps as you hear something somewhere in the low light. It's hard to see what might approach you. You can scan the area for any hint of movement. You scan the area for any hint of movement. There, a dark form rolls into view. An outline that sends a cold shiver down your spine. The Regent. The moment it spots you, it freezes and lets out an angry screech. It starts to raise its nozzles, but you turn and run, not waiting around to see more. As you hoped and feared, the Regent immediately pursues you. Your sneakers slap against the floor of the Pizzaplex as you reach the entrance to Roxy Raceway and bolt through it. Unfortunately, the Regent is gaining faster than you expected. It's on your heels as you reach the stairs, nearly trembling down them. as you make your way to the raceway floor. Roxy, get ready, you yell. You reach the floor and head across to the track, climbing onto it, but you can only make it a few more steps before the Regent catches up to you. It surges past you, coming around to block your way, raising its nozzles menacingly. A moment later, a go-kart collides with it at top speed. There's a vicious crashing sound of metal against metal, and the Regent goes flying, landing hard and skidding to a stop further down the track. Pulling the go-kart to one side of the track, Roxy looks back at it. Is it dead? The Regent isn't moving. I'm not sure, you say, cautiously. You approach the mangled bot that was until a moment ago. The Regent, it moves suddenly, causing you to jump back. The bot is damaged, but unfortunately not destroyed. You can see it trying to raise its nozzles to point at you, which means you need to think fast. A panel on the Regent's front has been smashed open, revealing its inner boards and wiring. If you had something to stab into the circuit boards, that would probably take care of it. Or maybe ripping its wires out would be good enough. No, it wouldn't. You'd get electrocuted. Either way, you need to work fast. If you have the screwdriver and want to stab the circuit... Don't we have the screwdriver? I think we do, chat. Didn't we get the screwdriver? If you want to try ripping out the Regent's wiring. I think we do have the screwdriver. Didn't we get a screwdriver, chat? In a previous chapter? In a previous night? I swear we got a screwdriver somehow. I remember getting it and being like, why'd we get that? We haven't used it so far. Didn't we get it in night 3 in the kitchen? I don't remember. I think we have a screwdriver, but I'm not 100% sure. Rip out the Regent wiring. I don't know, yeah. I feel like if we rip out the Regent wiring, we're just gonna die, though. Either the chemicals are gonna spray at us and we're gonna die, or we're gonna get electrocuted. Thing is, I don't know if we have a screwdriver or not. I don't remember. I have a photographic memory, I promise. OJ Dab King, you weren't even in that stream. Unless if you were, you just weren't commenting. Hang on, let me check myself real quick, chat. Let me go back to my stream. This will only take me a moment. Dang, that was a week ago? That's crazy. Go through this entire thing real quick. I believe we did get a screwdriver at one point, like near the end. It was during night 3, I believe. No, that's not it. That's the soda can of Soda-Roni. That's not it either. That's death. Add screwdriver to your inventory. Yes, we do have the screwdriver. I can confirm we have the screwdriver. We got it out of the freezer, that's right. I forgot about that. We got it out of the freezer on night 3 when we first met the Regent. And now we're gonna, that's poetic, we're gonna use the screwdriver we found right before we met it to destroy it. Nah, I think we gotta do that, chat. Come on. What do you think, chat? Stab it? I didn't chat. Actually, I might be thinking of me reading it. Oh, did you read this book? I didn't know that. Don't spoil anything then, please. Lily said stab it. Do it. Wait, hang on, I got that, Lily. Hold on. very quiet. Why is that so quiet?
Do it.
I think we should do it, chat. I want to do it. Emmy said BRB. I mean, Emmy said rip out the wiring. Lily said to stab it. What do you think, OG Dab King? Should we stab it? Or do you want to rip out the wiring and most likely die? Bro's quoting Emperor Palpatine. Let's just be honest, we all want this option. If OG Dab King doesn't make a decision, then I think I'm gonna make the decision. Or I could flip the coin. But like, I have a feeling, I don't know, I just have a feeling ripping out the wiring is just gonna lead to death. Or a lame ending. Or like, I don't know, like, possibly even a death ending, like one where Cassie dies. And it's just like, the end. Cause like, we had endings where they broke into Ralph's house and killed his daughter. And it was just the end. There's no other thing to do. I said stab it? I didn't see that, did you? No, you didn't. Alright, stab it it is. Let's do this. Hang on, did I pick the right one? Yeah, I did. Okay. Working quickly, you fumble through your bag, pulling out the screwdriver you found. Below, the region is jerking and sparking, still determined to complete its mission despite being heavily damaged. You dodge a swinging appendage, stabbing out with the screwdriver. The metal tip connects with one of the circuit boards, snapping it free. The region shudders but keeps moving. There's a burbling sound in its chemicals tanks, and you know you don't have long. You stab the screwdriver again and again until the region's innards are smashed up. It looks more like a pile of trash than the insides of a mechanical creature. Chat, you know what Cassie just did to the bot? She just did a nifty. She just pulled a nifty on the regent. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Dang it. I suck at typing. I don't use keyboard that often. Ah, dang it. There's no like small video. I don't want the swearing. Hang on. Let me get the scene. Let me go boop. Just and chill out in the darkness for a moment, chat. POV Cassie and Regent. Okay, that's enough. Let's go back to the scene. And boopity boopity booped and boop. Alright, there we go. We had our fun. That's thought I said it, I didn't think it showed up for you. Eh, whatever.
Stab, stab, stab.
It's from Hasbin Hotel, yep. I never really got into it. Eh, fair. Charlie looks messy, nifty, crazy. Hello, Zach. Welcome to the stream. Charlie was messy because he had just gotten done with a literal war. Anyways, let's continue on where we were. Smashed up, looks more like a pile of trash inside a mechanical creature than the insides of a mechanical creature. Finally, with one of the last spasm, the Regent goes still. One last spasm. The Regent goes still. Is it destroyed? Is it destroyed? Roxy comes up beside you, still wary. You take a deep breath and let it out. I think so. Phew! Roxy smiles warmly at you. That was close. It sure was. Now... Okay, what's the fastest way out of here? As tempting as it is to stay with Roxy now that the Regent lies still, you've had enough the Pizzaplex for a while. I know an exit to the back of the raceway, says Roxy. Follow me. She leads you to the door with a bright red exit sign above it. When you try it, it opens. Regent's programming may have kept the Pizzaplex in lockdown, but that's over now. You were very brave tonight, says Roxy, looking a little sad that you are leaving. So were you. You smile at the animatronic wolf. Don't worry, Roxy. I'll be back soon. With that, you push the door open, taking a deep breath of the cool night air as you walk out of the Pizzaplex alive. The end. Question mark? Well, we got an ending, chat. We officially escaped the Pizzaplex. Let's get more, let's go. Finally. Let's get more, see what happens if we pick differently. Fresh air. Cassie, touch grass, chat. Do we want to look for other endings, chat? Alright, let's do this. Let's go back. Let's try ripping out its wires. Probably gonna lead to death. Yep, called it. Even badly damaged, the Regent is still a threat. Its limbs flail, trying to aim at you. Moving quickly, you dart forward and reach out for the open hatch on the bot's chest, grabbing the wires, you yanking. An electric shock jolts through you. Yep, this is exactly what I said would happen. You cry out, stumble back. Your skin burning where it touches the wires. Worse, pulling them out didn't seem to do anything. The Regent shudders again, one of its nozzles flying up and pointing directly at you. You try to cry out, but the chemicals begin to spray, choking you before you can make a sound. You turn away and try to get to safety, but only manage a few steps before your limbs begin to tremble. A moment later, they stop working altogether. The only thing you can do is cough and gasp as you fall to the raceway floor. You roll on your back, staring up at the shadowed ceiling above. Tears filled your eyes beyond that blur, and a familiar shape appears. Roxy. But she's too late this time. The last thing you hear is Roxy calling your name before the darkness descends. Game over. Wait, John, can you set up donos? Not yet. I don't have enough, watch time for that yet. Almost, though. We're getting close. We're getting closer. In fact, let me double check. How close are we? Almost there. We're making progress. Halfway. Over halfway. The end, question mark, yes, game over. I want to see the colors one. Alright, let's go back to the colors. Or we could do this. I want to figure out how to get Monty's claws on Roxy. Like, am I not the only one who wants to figure that out? Because, like, Monty's claws on Roxy would be pretty sick. By the way, your PAX West short has 3.2 million views now. I know. I checked it the other day. Still gaining, somehow. We're not getting as much subs from it, but we're still gaining views. So... it's crazy. Alright, colors. What color do we want to do? Yellow or red? Because green worked. Let's do red. Let's see, red's probably bad, so let's just test it. Yep, game over. You make a decision, typing in red, and hitting the submit key. Code begins flashing across the screen, scrolling so quickly you don't have time to read it. Did it work? Asks Roxy. I'm not sure. The code continues to scroll as the computer makes noise like it's doing something taxing. Do you feel any different? I'll try to check my programming, Roxy says. While she's doing that, you keep an eye on the screen, trying to catch snippets of the code to figure out what is happening. Finally, after several minutes, you attempt tapping on the keyboard again, closing out of the program. Anything but nothing seems to work. What did Gregory do, and what did you do by answering red to that mysterious question? I don't know what's happening, you admit finally. Roxy, have you figured anything out? Roxy doesn't reply. You glance up at her. She's looking straight ahead at her face, devoid of emotion as she scans her programming. Roxy? She blinks once, twice, then her head moves slowly. She looks down at you. This is not Roxy from a few minutes ago. Her face contorted with anger, her eyes narrowed at you, her teeth bared. Roxy? She snarls. Apparently, red wasn't the right answer. A moment later, Roxy attacks you. Dang, how sad. Alright, yellow it is. You have to choose one of the colors. You type in yellow, hitting the submit key. The screen flickering again. A large yellow exclamation point appears, flashing along with the words, "Please wait." Roxy leans over your shoulder. Did it work? I'm not sure. You obey the instructions, sitting patiently as the exclamation point continues to flash. Do you feel anything has changed? Roxy shrugs. I will try to check my programming. While she's doing that, you keep an eye on the screen, annoyed. This is just like Gregory messing with you even when he's not around. You don't know what the colors mean, but you do hope that yellow is the right answer as you watch the exclamation point increase in your speed until it's flashing so quickly it seems to be vibrating. Somehow that doesn't encourage you. I don't know why it's doing that, you say. Finally, Roxy, have you got any luck with your programming? Yes. You glance up at Roxy. Answering is the one you were hoping to hear, but the way she says it, strange. Roxy, are you okay? She stares straight ahead, her face devoid of any emotion. My programming is... She trails off. Roxy? Suddenly, she blinks eyes, snapping down at you. Her eyes have turned disturbing shade of sickly yellow, and she no longer looks like a fun rock and roll wolf you know. She snarls, baring her teeth, and now it's clear yellow isn't the right answer. A moment later, Roxy attacks you. Well, seems that green was the right answer. Go on a Game Jolt and stream someday and play FNAF fan games? Maybe. I could do that, but I don't know if I want to. Not that many fun FNAF games out there. There are some that have my attention, but I just don't have time to play them. I will be playing Secret of the Mimic, though. That will happen. Although we found out today that it will not be releasing in VR. It will release with flat mode and VR will come at a later date. Can you play Cool Mass games for 15k subs? No. Why was there so many spaces on I will try to check my programming? Probably because we chose the wrong color. Or maybe yellow equals glitch trap. I don't know. Can you play Bondi's Barnyard? I don't even know what that is. I feel like we have to go into a later night to get Roxy's Claws. Here, let's start back at night 1. Let's just skip through everything, make some decisions. Let's go this way. And we're gonna go this way. And we're gonna go this way. I don't even know if I had that. And we're gonna... Oh, we got a Bonnie keychain. Cool. And we're gonna go that way. And we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do that. And this. And we made it to night 2. Follow Gregory and hide Bonnie Bowl. Gator Golf. I feel like if we want Monty's Claws, maybe Gator Golf's the way to go. This is the one where Monty's hunting us, isn't it? Snack bar is more hidden. Yep, that's game over. Oh, that's a cool logo. Night 3. This is where Roxy gets involved, so this is probably the night that we get the claws, if I had to take a guess. This is where we get to pick. Ooh! Oh wait, no, that's if you have. Wait, I think we have a food service keycard, don't we? Food service keycard was one of our starting items. Food service keycard, yeah, we do, okay. Let's go there. Oh, we made it to night 4. Oops. I feel like this is what we need. The executive clearance keycard. I feel like, yeah, the crate in Monty's green room. We need to find how to get this executive clearance keycard. Okay, so we're too late here. I feel like, okay, we gotta get the executive clearance keycard somehow. Alright, let's figure that out. Where would, if you guys had to take a guess, where would the clearance keycard probably be? Let's investigate the mystery item. Left. Maybe the bathroom? Okay, these stalls are suspicious. One of these has to have something. Add hair clip to your inventory if you want to hide in stall number 1. Okay, get a hair clip from that one. Interesting. We now have a hair clip, apparently. Oh, that's night 2. We gotta search all of night 1. We checked all the bathroom stalls. Hide an arcade cabinet. Wait, add flashlight to your inventory and go deeper into the vent. To go deeper in the vent, why not? Oh, I found Teethy Chew. Cool. Candy. Okay, nothing on that one. We found Teethy Chew. At least we're finding stuff. Let's go right this time. We went left last time, I think. Hide in one of the raceway garages. We did that in our first playthrough. Remain hidden, peek out, remain hidden. No! Ah! Peek out, I guess. Try talking to Freddy. Nope, okay. If you try talking to Freddy, it probably just exposes the prank. Try to run to find Gregory. Okay. I think we searched everything on night 1. I think night 1 you can't get the clearance key card, but you can find a hair clip and some Teethy Chew. I don't know what those will come in handy for. You know what's odd? We've encountered Freddy, Monty, and Roxy, but no Chica. There's been 0 Glamrock Chica or Vanny, but I don't know what Vanny's up to during this. In fact, Vanny might not even be a part of the Pizzaplex yet. Vanessa may not have been transferred at this time. She might still be working for FNAF AR company, whatever that place is called. I think we searched everything on night 1. Let's go to night 2. What's the point of that? There's 2 different shortcuts. Weird. Page 48. Does that lead to the same one? Sure does. Weird. Okay. Let's check night 2. Follow Gregory to Gator Golf. If you want to compress and hide in the backstage office. At backstage office, that sounds like where a clearance keycard would be. Go back, hide in Monty's Gator Golf. Search the backstage office further. Add can of Soda-Roni to your inventory. Okay, we found the can of Soda-Roni. There it is. Let's go for the mini golf area. We didn't go there last time. If you have a jar of screws and bolts and want to use it. Where do we get a jar of screws and bolts at? What the heck? Oh, come on now. Oh. Did my music run out? Dang, it's been an hour. That's crazy. Let me read chat real quick. Yep, on Daco stream. What about Daco stream? John, how could you miss Daco's interview? I was going to see Thunderbolts. The interview started at the exact same time Thunderbolts started. The interview started at 1 p.m. The movie started at 1 p.m. Just unfortunate timing. I tried to delay it further, but my mom couldn't. She had plans after the movie, so she couldn't delay it further. Unfortunately, I tried. After you are done reading, you look up. I'm good. You get the key card off the regent? Well, okay, thank you for that. You need to access it off the body of the regent. After doing so, you'll be able to access a mysterious package in Monty's green room, which contains its claws. Okay, no spoilers, please. Like, thank you for telling me where to go, but no spoilers, please. Get the key card off the regent. Okay, so night 3 then. Got it. Raided the power source of the Pizzaplex, potentially using Remnant. Interesting. No more spoilers, please. Alright then, in that case, let's go to night 3. Okay. Screwdriver, good. Use the can of soda roadie. Oh, okay. I failed. Is it in night 3? Can you at least tell me that? Can you tell me which night? Sorry, I deleted the message. That doesn't delete it out of my brain. What night that it happens? I'm assuming night 3, but could be a different night. Game over. Well, I don't see how during night 3 we could even. I think it's got to be night 4. Let's try night 4. Let's look around night 4. No, but right here, if you have the executive clearance keycard and want to check the crate in Monty's green room, so we have to get it before here. It has to be in night 3. Gosh, it's confusing. The regent becomes a thing during night 3, so that means it has to be during night 3. So somewhere during night 3 we get the keycard. And if OG Dab King is correct, we get it off the regent. Okay. It's gotta be with the screwdriver. Nope, game over. Searching for lore, chat. We're searching for lore. all these options. This leads to this, which leads to this. Wait, what? It is night 4? But how? When you kill the region on night 4, start the night over again. That's not how it works, unless if there's another, like, Golden Freddy time travel thing going on again. Kill the region on night 4, start the night over again. We didn't kill it on night 4, we killed it on night 5. Okay, we'll check night 4 then. But, like, look, if you have the executive clearance keycard and want to check the Monty's green room, want to search the hallway carefully before proceeding. Search main entrance. If Roxy has Monty's claws, you want to help? No, it's gotta be before that. It has to be on night 3. You sure what you read wasn't about this? Wait, I can change the color? Oh. Cool. Go away. Start over and over again, so it's night 4. The way I looked it up, I think we are also confused. FNAF be like, we gotta figure it out. It's gotta be before here. Unless... No, it's gotta be on night 3 or 2. I think what you read about night 4 is about actually getting Monty's claws. I don't think that's how you get the clearance key card. We're going back to night 2 and 3. Check night 3 one more time. Night 3 is a short one, is the thing. Follow Gregory. Food service keycard. Hide in the cabinet. Hide in the freezer. Hiding in the cabinet is just gonna put us in the same scenario, isn't it? Yeah. Oof. It's gotta be on night 2 then. We tried all the options on night 3. Roxy. Found that. Yeah, we tried all these options. Night 3 doesn't have it. It's gotta be in Night 2. Let's take a look around Night 2. Backstage office. Let's go back to Bonnie Bowl. Hide in the ice cream parlor. We hid in the curtains last time. Hide in the trash can. Okay, nope, not the trash can. Ice cream scoop to your inventory. Death. So those aren't good. Trash can leads to death. Bonnie's old stage. Trash can leads to death. It's the same option as before. Remain behind the curtain. If you have the Bonnie keychain, we have the Bonnie keychain. Start off with it. That's one of the beginning items, I believe. Yeah, Bonnie keychain. Crap, where did that just put us? Dang it, that put us in the wrong spot. What? Where did we get put? No. Ugh. Stupid glitch. Gotta get back there. Follow Gregory. Bonnie's old stage. Hide behind the curtain. Bonnie keychain. Nope, that leads to Night 3. Oof. Oof, chat. Oof. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Game over. I gotta figure out how to get this executive key card. Stage curtain. Ice cream parlor. Is it possible we have to get it on Night 1? I feel like I explored all our options on Night 2 already. Hide in the mini golf course. Peek out. If you have the jar of screws and bolts and want to use it. Alright, let's try that. Even though I don't have that. Okay, all that leads us to Night 3. That leads to death. Ugh. That leads to Night 3. Food service key card, I already had that. We started off with that. Oh, that's cool. At least we found an image. It's for the people who went on hard mode. tricky this book is. When you kill the regent, you can look at its body. Back again. Hello, Lily. See, Lily, let me get you caught up. Me and John are going crazy, so basically that's it. Yeah, true. Hey, Abigail, what's up? What happened? We escaped the Pizzaplex, and now we're trying to figure out how to get secret ending with Roxy getting Monty's claws. So, we're currently trying our best to search for the item that will give us that ending, pretty much. And we are struggling hard. Me and John are going crazy over FNAF theories. I'm not going crazy over FNAF theories, I'm going crazy on the frickin' trying to find this stupid keycard. I found the food service keycard, but this isn't the keycard that we need. We need the whatever it was called. What was it called again? The service keycard? I don't even remember, honestly. The book is driving me nuts. Here, let's go back to night 4. It'll show us. Executive clearance keycard. That's what we're looking for. Let's go back to look at night 1. I looked at night 3 and 2. Night 3 and 2 doesn't have it. It has to be in night 1 then. If not, I don't know how we get it. Unless if it's like the previous book where you get it and then it's like start the night over, blah blah blah. We'll check night 4 after night 1. I mean, we don't have a choice. Turn the left hallway. I feel like the beginning of the book is very confusing because you get 4 options. Okay, let's start by investigating the mystery item. Then Roxy's room. Okay, I'm pretty sure... Wait, what if we go back to Monty's green room after we go back to Roxy? And then we go back to Roxy. And then we go back to Monty. And then we go back to Roxy. What if this is like a secret? What if this is like... You do this like a certain amount of times and you get the secret? Okay, I don't think so. I think we're just going back page by page. Yeah, we are. We're in a complete loop right now. Okay, forget that then. Let's go. Let's see. That takes us to page. That takes us to page 8. So what if we go here? Page 8. Okay, so that's the first 2 options are just for lore. Those don't actually lead to anything. So left or right? Let's go left. Behind the arcade cabinet, run in the bathroom and hide. Stall 3 has the hair clip. Found that earlier. Stall 1. Okay, stall 1 leads to night 2. Let's try stall 2. Also leads to night 2. Okay. Okay, I don't think the bathrooms are it. Bathrooms are not it. Bathrooms are checked. Arcade cabinet. What's interesting is we found where the flashlight is, but that's for the people who didn't go on easy mode. Deeper in the vent, and then that gets us Teethy Chew. We have not figured out what to do with this Teethy Chew. This Teethy Chew has not come in handy whatsoever so far. We haven't figured out what that's for. Like, is it just a random item that they put in the book? Or does it have a much bigger meaning? Okay, we checked all those options. Okay, so left we checked. Let's go right. Hide in the reception area. Hide behind the counter. Add Bonnie keychain to your inventory. Okay, that's the same thing. That's a loop. Both of these lead to night 2. Ready to check these. This is tricky. I will go through every single thing in this dang book until we figure out how to get Roxy's Monty's claws. I must do it. We need to get that ending. The Monty Claw ending. Rummage through the crates. Jar of screws and bolts. Okay, we found where the jar of screws and bolts comes into play. We found that. That's not what we were looking for, but at least we found something new. Try to run and hide. Hide in a crate. Yep, okay. Try to run and hide. Okay, nope. Stay quiet and still. No, that's the same option. This one's not working. Uh-oh, did I break this? What did I do? Stay quiet and still. Rummage through the crates. None of the options are working anymore. Hang on. There we go. I broke something somehow. Lead with Freddy. Yeah, no. Oh, this is tricky. This sucks. Let's go back to the beginning. Night 1, blah blah blah. Let's go right. Go-karts. Try talking to Freddy, never works. Maybe it is on night 4. Or maybe it just doesn't exist at all. What if they made an error and it's not the food court keycard that we got, it's actually the other keycard and like they just made a typing error, they made a typo? Everyone's losing it. I am. Good night, OD Dab King. Tell me if you get it tomorrow. Alright. If you ask me in the next stream, I most likely will answer. Oh, this is so annoying. I just want to give Roxy Monty's claws. There's gotta be a way to get the ending. There has to be. Here, you know what? This is what we'll do. We're gonna straight up scroll through this entire book and wait for the page that straight up says, you acquired the keycard. So we're just gonna scroll until we find the page. Just like how we looked for the golden token the other night. Alright, not in night 1, confirmed. Service key card. Okay, not in night 2, confirmed. I thought that said it. That freaked me out for a moment. My heart dropped. My heart stopped. My heart dropped and stopped. Like most of the deaths are in night 3 because of the Regent. I think I got all the deaths, which was funny. OD Dab King may have been right. It might actually be in night 4 somehow. Might have another Golden Freddy situation where we get somehow transported back in time. Okay, wow. Not in night 1, 2, or 3 confirmed. Alright. So then we must find out, there must be a way we come back to this page. If you have the executive clearance keycard and want to check on the crate in Monty's green room. We don't have that. How do we get that before we get here to this point? Did they forget to add the part of the book where you get the executive clearance keycard? Is the executive clearance keycard an absolute troll for us FNAF fans who are completionists? Imagine. That would just be sad. Alright, ignore all the spoilers, ignore all the spoilers, ignore all the spoilers, ignore all the spoilers, spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Some of this we've read, some of this we haven't. What if we go through this entire book and there's not a page that says, you acquired the keycard? Or it's straight up in the words and you have to read that you acquired it? That would just be mean. No, it's gotta be in here somewhere. It has to be in here somewhere. It has to be in here somewhere. There's no way they made an entire book where you can't get Roxy's claws and then it's an absolute troll unless if they want us to cheat. This can't be the case. is, I thought that was random all of a sudden, that it was like, if you have Monty's claws. Like, that shocked me when I first read that. I was like, what? Okay, not in Night 4. Do we actually have a Golden Freddy situation where we get somehow teleported back in time? And if so, like, how? What animatronic or mysterious force is gonna cause us to go back in time? The Mimic? Glitch Trap? Rock, paper, scissors. How do you play rock, paper, scissors? What the heck was that? Chat, I'm getting worried. We're getting near the end of the book. Chat, I'm actually really scared right now. You gotta be kidding me. We found it. It's a Golden Freddy situation. It's a freaking Golden Freddy situation. It's a freaking Golden Freddy situation. Are you kidding me? On page 210 out of 218. Are you kidding me? I hate this. I hate this. How do you get that? How do you get this? Okay, well, at least we found it. We also found many endings. How about the author? Scott Cawthon is the author of the best-selling video game series, Five Nights at Freddy's, and while he is the game designer by trade, he is first and foremost a storyteller at heart. Teller, not tellier. He is a he's a graduate of the Art Institute of Houston and lives in Texas with his family. Lindsay Ellie is the author of Gunslinger Girl, genre bent western that published 2018 Overwatch novel, Deadlock Rebels, short story, Lock of the Draw. She spent teenage years wanting to become a comic book artist, but it turned out she didn't draw very well, so she began writing instead. She is a geek and a foodie, and she had never met an antique shop or flea market she didn't like. Boston is a place she currently calls home, although she wouldn't mind giving Paris a try someday. What? Okay, cool. Random facts about the authors, apparently. This should be random facts about the authors, not about the authors. Okay then. In that case, let's, I guess, well, we know now that you can restart at Night 4. It's a frickin' Golden Freddy situation. I frickin' called it. I was like, how on earth does this make any sense? But apparently, it does somehow. And we're gonna find out how. So let's go to Night 4, I guess. This is driving me nuts. John, no need to crash out. I finally got post-party? Nice. Change your name to use code gamers? No. I like my Fortnite name the way it is. Plus, if I can't change my Fortnite name, I have to spend 20 bucks in order to. PlayStation rules. Breathe, John. Are you kidding me? I'll BRB. We'll just put nerd emojis in the chat. Alright, we gotta figure this out, chat. Apparently, OG Dab King was right. You do get it in Night 4, apparently. Okay, so. This. Ignore this. Okay, search the hallway carefully before proceeding. Head for the backstage office. Check the monitors. Check the monitors. Here's a key card. And one to open the door. I'm afraid we do not have that. If you don't have the key card, you want to search the hallway carefully before proceeding. Search main entrance. Search loading dock. flashlight. I don't think it's gonna be in night 4 because we checked all of night 4 already. Run for the main entrance. That's death. Treat Roxy's green room. Alright, night 5. So then he was wrong then. He said night 4, it's in night 5. Green. Clear the Regent to the main lobby. Roxy's Raceway. Roxy's Raceway. We have a screwdriver. No, we've tried that. This leads to an ending. This is the ending we got. This is our first ending right here. Okay, so we gotta go to a different area. Alright, we're gonna actually start reading now. We're gonna stop skimming through everything now that we actually understand what we're doing and what we're looking for. Alright, do we want to go main lobby or do we want to go kitchen, chat? Which area do you think we'd most likely be able to somehow get a time travel device to go back to night 4? Absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion, that's the case that we're doing. That's the logic of FNAF these days, is that you can just magically time travel. Into the Pit prepared us for this. Hey, language, no swearing. At least they censored it, but still, no, don't swear, please. You don't need to apologize as well. I was just joking about the nerd emojis. Main lobby. Everyone agree with main lobby? Emmy, Retson, Zach, if you're still here. Anyone? No? I guess we're going main lobby then. Let me double check. Alright, yep, we're going main lobby. Need to deal with the region once and for all. If you're going to do that, you decide you need plenty of space to work, like the main lobby. You think a few minutes following the region's progression on the security monitors and make sure you don't lose it. Okay, you say to Roxy finally. Here's what we're going to do. You take a deep breath, stealing yourself around the corner. You can hear the region rolling closer, no longer sweeping for organic material, but rather for one target and one target only. You. The last thing you wanted was to ever get this close to the region ever again. But there's only one way your plan is going to work, and that's if you use yourself as bait. You only hope you're fast enough to make this work. When you judge the region is close, but not too close. You step out into the hallway. Hey! You wave your arms up and jump up and down. You looking for me? The region comes to an abrupt stop upon spotting you, then lets out a screeching noise. It raises its arms, but you start running before it has a chance to release its chemicals again. Within moments, you can hear it pursuing you. Fear pushes you to run faster, tear through the Pizzaplex as you head where Roxy is waiting for you, the main lobby. Behind you, the region is gaining faster than you'd like, but the moment later you arrive at your destination. The lobby is still dark and shadowed, and you don't see Roxy, but you tell yourself that that's okay, that it's a part of the plan. You didn't count on how quickly the region would gain on you. You had planned to get on to the top of the stairs, but now you're not sure if you have time to do so. You might need to content with getting the region to the bottom of the stairs, and trust Roxy to do the rest. The bot is getting closer. You need to make a decision quickly. If you want to run to the top of the stairs, you want to stop at the bottom of the stairs. We run at the top of the stairs, or we stop at the bottom. to the FNAF Secret the Mimic. We gotta wait about a month and 3 days, Emmy. Less than 3 days, actually. Yo, I just had a crazy thought, chat. What if the VR comes out on my birthday? Wouldn't that be crazy? Chat, what do we do? Do we run for the top of the stairs or do we stop at the bottom of the stairs? I'm waiting for an answer, chat. If chat doesn't make a decision soon, I will make the decision for us. Not seeing any answers so far. Stay? Alright. So I think you mean by stay, you mean stop. At the rate the region is gaining, you're not going to make it to the top of the stairs in time. You can reach the bottom though, so that will have to be enough. Roxy, you cry. Get ready. You can't see her from where you are, but if she's in position, your plan will work. Your hope. At the bottom of the stairs, you stop and turn. The region is close behind, flying across the lobby floor as it gains on you. You take a deep breath and hold it, trying to stay steady. You wait as it gets closer until now, Roxy. You throw yourself out of the way as the region bears down on you. At the top of the stairs, Roxy appears, pushing a huge crate which shoves down the stairs at your signal. It bumps and bangs as it trundles down, but Roxy's aim is perfect. The crate hits the regent with a metallic crunch, sending bits and pieces of the bot flying. The bot, or what is left of it, comes to a stop at the edge of the Freddy fountain. Roxy runs down to the stairs, offering you a hand and helping you up. Is it destroyed, Cassie? I'm not sure. You approach carefully, but by the time you reach the bot, you know your caution is unwarranted. What once was a region is now in about 100 different pieces, none of which is much of a threat anymore. We did it, you cry. What a relief. Roxy puts a hand on your shoulder. You look up at her and smile. She returns your grin. As tempting as it is to remain with Roxy now that the region is defeated, you've had enough of the Pizzaplex for a while. It's time to get out of here. Roxy seems to sense that. Come on, I'll walk you out. Together you go to the main entrance. When you try the door, it opens for you, letting in a blast of cool air that hits at the dawn's arrival. It's almost morning, almost time for another day in the Pizzaplex, but you'll be long gone before the crowds arrive. Come play with us again, Roxy says, waving goodbye. Oh, don't worry, you say, stepping through the door and out the Pizzaplex. I will. The end. Question mark. Let's try the other one. Top of the stairs. You can't stop now. Even with the regent nearly on your heels, you decide to run for the top of the stairs where Roxy is waiting for you. Hopefully you can take down... You take the stairs as fast as you can, jumping them 2 at a time until you are almost at the top. Roxy, get ready. When you reach the last step, you stop and turn. To your horror, the regent is halfway up the stairs already and closing in fast, but you ball your fists and stand your ground. The regent gets closer and closer, raising its limbs and aiming the nozzles towards you until it's only a few steps away. Suddenly, Roxy appears, a growl rumbling out of her as she throws herself at the regent. There's a crunch at the regent goes flying, tumbling down the steps, parts breaking and flying off. It hits the floor of the lobby and rolls, coming to a stop against the edge of the Freddy fountain. There it lies still. Is it destroyed, says Roxy hesitantly. There's only one way to find out. Hesitantly, you descend to the stairs, keeping a close eye on the still form. A few weak sparks fly as you come up beside the remains, but nothing else. It's dead. you cry triumphantly. Then, the head of the Regent, or what's left of it, twists your way. An arm jerks upward, the nozzle pointing directly at you. A spray of chemicals hits you head on. All you can do is stumble away, gasping and coughing. You blink, eyes filling with tears and skin burning as blurry form of Roxy comes running to you. But before she reaches you, everything goes dark. Game over. Alright, I guess we're going to the kitchen then. Need to deal with the Regent once and for all, and there's a part of you that wants payback for what it did to you in the kitchen. So that's where you decide to where you decide to confront it. It will be a tight area to work, but the Regent navigated it slower than you were able to, which makes it a good place to try to trap it. Watching the Regent on the monitors to make sure you know exactly where it is, you think of a few minutes about what to do and how to do it. Okay. You get to your feet and turn to Roxy. Here's the plan. You creep around the entrance of Chica's Mazer size, where you last saw the Regent on the monitors. Your heart is beating hard, especially not having Roxy there with you, but you're going to have to be brave now. If you aren't, you won't stand a chance against it. There's a sound nearby. You freeze, ready. A shadow slides into view. One you'd have to be a fool to not recognize. A moment later, the Regent appears, attached to that shadow. It's time. The bot turned away from you, so you jump out from where you are lurking. Hey! Hey! Are you looking for me? Immediately, the Regent spins your way, letting out a metallic screeching sound. It starts to raise its arms, but you're off and running before that happens. Sneakers slapping against the Pizzaplex floor as you race across it. Behind you are the sounds of Regent and pursuit. And from the sound of it, it's getting closer than you'd like. You swallow hard and push yourself, moving faster as you make your way to the hall that leads to the kitchen. It's a straight shot, but by the time you reach the doors, the bot is almost upon you. You burst through the entrance of the kitchen, hoping Roxy is ready. Immediately, you dart to one side, running an aisle with shelves lining to the wall. As you do, you risk a glance behind the Regent. It's so close that it can almost touch you. With one last burst of speed, you race by the shelving. Roxy, now, you yell. You hear a strained grunt as Roxy shoves one of the heavy shelves, bracing herself against the kitchen wall for leverage. You barely make it past before the whole setup comes down with a thundering crash that makes your ears ache. The Regent isn't so lucky. Roxy's aim is dead on, and it lies crushed beneath the tangle of metal and cans. You wait for a moment, but it doesn't move. You creep closer. Suddenly, the pile shifts. You jump back. The Regent is damaged, but not destroyed. It feebly tries to raise one of its busted limbs and point a nozzle at you. You have to do something fast. The bot's chemicals tanks are exposed. Maybe if you contaminated them with something, you can make the chemicals inert. Of course, all you know, you might make them more potent. There's also something that looks like a plug. Maybe you can drain the chemicals and disarm it that way. If you want to drain the chemicals from the Regent's tank, if you have a can of Soda-Roni and want to pour it into the Regent's tank. What do we do, chat? Do we want to drain the chemicals from the Regent tank, or do we want to use the can of Soda-Roni? I'd be out there like the Flash. Fair. Fair, I feel that, Abigail. Whew, hiccup. What do we do, chat? Drain it? Without the chemicals, the Regent can't spray you. Lunging forward, you grab the plug on the bot's chemical tanks and pry it free. Immediately, a thick, vicious fluid begins to pour from the tanks, spreading across the floor beneath you. The Regent tries to attack again, finally getting the nozzle pointed your way. You jump back, but nothing comes out of it. The Regent tries for a few more seconds, but then, overcome by the effort, it goes limp and doesn't move again. Roxy comes over. Is it dead? You You rub your nose. The puddle of chemicals beneath you is still spreading as it reeks. I think so. Roxy lets out a sigh of relief. Thank goodness. I'll say. Then you begin to cough. A strange taste spreads in your mouth, and your nose starts to sting. Are you okay, Cassie? Roxy asks. Yeah, Again, you cough, your throat beginning to burn. I think the... something is... You step away from the broken region, but the feeling persists, spreading until your chest is burning. 2. Looking down at the puddle, you get a bad feeling that the chemicals... Roxy, I think I... You gasp, unable to say anything else. Roxy comes toward you, but your head is beginning to swim, and your vision turns blurry. You fall to the ground, unable to move. There's a face staring at you, the face of the destroyed regent. It's the last thing you see before the darkness overtakes you. Well, I guess we're gonna need to use the can of Soda-Roni. Quickly, you reach into your bag and pull out the can of Soda-Roni you found earlier. You know the pepperoni-flavored soft drink isn't very good for you. Hopefully it will be even worse for the regent. It hisses as you pull the tab open. You lean over the battered remains of the bot, dodging its weakly flailing limbs as you reach for the cover on its chemical tank. You flip it open and pour the soda in, emptying the whole can. Then you stand back. For a moment, nothing happens. The regent continues to try to point the nozzle at you. Then the arm freezes. There's a hissing sound, but not like the one it sprayed with the chemicals. Instead, this hiss comes from within the chemical tank. Suddenly, liquid begins to violently bubble out of the regent's tank, pouring over the robot and onto the floor. Anywhere it touches, the metal starts to corrode. I don't know how to pronounce that. You jump back as a horrible smell fills the air. What's happening? Cries Roxy. You cover your nose. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's good for the regent. The robot starts to spasm and shake. The oozing, bubbling liquid is coming even faster now, reminding you of a vinegar and baking soda volcanoes you used to make in science class. Then the regent gives off the last sad, metallic shriek and goes still. You did it! The regent is destroyed! Letting out a relieved sigh, you turn to Roxy. It's dead. Thank goodness, she exclaims. Way to go, Cassie. Now it's time to get out of here. You start to turn away, but something catches your eye. A card sticking out from the compartment of the remains of the regent. You reach over and pull it out. It's an executive clearance keycard. You decide to take it. After all, it might come in handy another night. But for now, you've had enough of the Pizzaplex. Roxy accompanies you to the front of the entrance of the Pizzaplex. When you try the door, it opens immediately. Whatever locking protocol there was is now apparently gone with the regent demise. The cool night air hits you. It's almost morning. Don't stay away too long, says Roxy, sounding a little forlorn. I'll miss you. Oh, don't worry, you reply. You smile at her. I'll be back. Then you step out the Pizzaplex, alive and well. The end. Add executive clearance keycard to your inventory. Now that you have the executive clearance keycard bonus item, tap/touch here and start over from night 4, a new adventure. We did it, Chad. We found it. We found the executive clearance keycard. How is this gonna connect? I have absolutely no idea. Let's find out. I'm honestly so low on energy and I'd want to save this for tomorrow, but at the same time I don't want to wait. You wonder if the executive clearance keycard would make a difference in opening the crate you saw in Monty's green room. Roxy, we need to make a stop. Roxy supportively follows you as you creep down the hallway into the next green room. Monty is absent. Thankfully, you're not sure if Gregory was telling the truth about fixing his programming or not, but you'd rather not have to deal with Monty right now. You go over to the crate and inspect the lock again. Taking out the executive clearance keycard, you slip it into the card reader. A moment later, it flashes green. You hear it click as the box unlocks. Success, you announce. Oh, Roxy leans closer. What's inside? I'm not sure, but let's find out. You raise the top of the crate. Inside there are a pair of arms. Arms for Monty. You realize, brand new and tipped with flashy silver metal claws. They're heavy, but you manage to pull one out and inspect the connections. Then you smile. Hey Roxy, how do you feel about getting an upgrade? Oh, this is it, chat. This is it. This is it. A little while later, Roxy shows off her brand new arms. The silver metal flashing in the neon lights. Roxy grins. Oh, forget Monty. These look great on me. They do. You heartily agree. Now let's find a way out of here. With Roxy equipped with the new claws, your apprehension settles a bit, and you feel far more prepared for whatever the Pizzaplex plans to throw at you tonight. Add Monty's claws to Roxy if you want to search the hallway carefully before proceeding. Add Monty's claws to Roxy if you want to head to the backstage office to check the monitors. Oh, we did it, chat. We upgraded Roxy. Very fast, apparently. I thought we were gonna have to go do a whole side quest to put him on her for the next night, but I guess not. Alright. Add Monty's claws and tap /touch here. Add Monty's claws to Roxy. If you want to search the hallway carefully before proceeding, to head for the backstage. If I click this. Night 4. What? 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 No, I think that's a glitch. I don't think we're supposed to click this. Unless if we are. The clearance key card. Search the hallway carefully before proceeding. Head for the backstage offices to check the monitors. No, I don't think this is supposed to be. I think this is just supposed to be add Monty's claws to Roxy, and then we do one of these. I think this isn't. Yeah, no, ignore that. All right, let's go. Search the hallway carefully before proceeding. We don't need to do that. Let's just go straight for it. You definitely feel more comfortable if you knew exactly where the regent was. Come on, Roxy. You lead her down the hall. Let's go backstage. I've already read this. We read all that. We read all this earlier. It's just pretty much blah blah blah. Find anything monitors. Good idea. Roxy agrees with you. Feel free. Decision. Having Roxy with you makes you feel better. General. Maybe someday Roxy will be a good friend to you. Just as Freddy is to Gregory. Carefully, you make your way to backstage office door and make locked. Fuse and Gregory is stuck inside. You and Gregory have snuck inside plenty of times, but before the regent is active, security levels are higher in the Pizzaplex. Roxy, can you open it? The animatronic shakes her head. Sorry, Cassie, but I don't have the access. You need a backstage office key card to open that right now. If you have the executive clearance key card and want to open the door. Boop! Your hopes dip a little at what Roxy says, but then you remember the card you found. It would open the backstage office, wouldn't it? The card you found. Weird. How does this apply if we... I don't get how we go back to night 4. That's really confusing me. And like, from a lore perspective. Also, the music ran out for the second time in today's stream. The stream's been going on for 2 hours. John's excited? Very. I'm very excited. We're getting the secret Roxy Monty Claw ending, as I'm calling it. Your hopes dip a little at what Roxy says, but then you remember the card you found. It would open the backstage office, wouldn't it? You pull it from your bag and swipe it through the lock. With a bright beep, the lock disengages. I don't know. And the door opens. Success! Inside, you immediately head for the monitors, lining the wall. You can see almost every corner of the Pizzaplex from here. With any luck, the regent will be in one of these corners. There it is, Roxy points. You look at the monitor. She's indicating which shows the inside of the Superstar daycare. There the regent is making a slow search, occasionally pausing to spray chemicals here and there. You spent a lot of time in the daycare when you were younger, with a lot of kids who tended to eat too many sweets and slices of pizza, so you're sure there is plenty of leftover organic material for the regent to clean. If you're lucky, maybe it will be occupied there for most of the night. Movement on another monitor catches your eye. This time, something far more exciting. It's Gregory and Freddy. There are tiny figures on screen, so you can't quite make out what they're doing, but you can see that they are in the prize counter right out in the open. We need to warn Gregory, you say. Roxy nods. Yes, Freddy may not be able to protect him. The Regent is distracted for now, so maybe you should take this opportunity to search the backstage office and see if there's anything that can help you against the Regent. We don't need that. Roxy's got claws. If you search the backstage office, you want to go immediately warn Gregory. Immediately warn Gregory? We got Roxy's claws, for crying out loud. There's no time to waste. You need to warn Gregory about the Regent before it finds him and Freddy. You keep quiet as you and Roxy leave the backstage office behind, moving as fast as you can while keeping an eye out for the bot. It may be distracted in the daycare for now, but there's no knowing how long that might last. At any moment, it may decide to move to another part of the Pizzaplex, and if that happens, both you and Gregory will be in danger. Fortunately, decontaminating the Superstar daycare seems to keep the Regent busy, and so you don't encounter it, or any other bot. On your way back to the main lobby area of the Pizzaplex, you're also relieved to see that Gregory and Freddy are still where you saw them on the monitors, in the prize counter, surrounded by all sorts of Freddy Fazbear collectibles and merchandise. You're about to call out to Gregory when you notice something strange. Gregory and Freddy seem to be arguing, and Freddy is beginning to look angry. You're not close enough to make out what they are saying, but soon as you begin to move closer, Freddy suddenly lets out an angry growl. He grabs Gregory, who looks shocked, and lifts him from the ground. Cassie, don't look. Roxy grabs and pulls you to her so you don't see what happens next, but she doesn't cover your ears, so you still hear Gregory's terrified scream. Your blood runs cold as you push away from Roxy. You have to see, but when you manage to look back, Gregory is limp in Freddy's arms. You let out a little noise. Gregory is dead! There's no time for you to figure out what has happened. Altered by the sound you made, Freddy's head snaps in your direction. He growls again and begins to run, coming straight for you. Run, Cassie, Roxy cries. You're moving before she finishes the words. Retreating, you need to get somewhere safe and fast, but where should you run? If you can get back to Roxy's green room, you can lock the door more than anything right now. More than anything right now, you want to get out of the Pizzaplex. Maybe you should run for the front entrance. You want to make a run for Roxy's green room if you want to run for the main entrance. Green room. Hang on, I just want to see if the other one leads to the option where we can actually attack Freddy. Okay, no, that leads to a game over. That's it, you've had enough of the Pizzaplex. You keep running toward the stairs, barreling down them. Behind the sound of Freddy is snarling and growling louder. Poor Gregory, you can't believe Freddy would. You can't think about it. Nearly trembling all the way down, you make it to the bottom of the stairs where Roxy stops suddenly. Wait, Cassie, she grabs your arm. Maybe I can reason with Freddy. And find out why he's acting so wild. She sounds confident, as if she might be able to calm Freddy down, Freddy. But after what you saw, you aren't willing to risk it. You pull away from Roxy, continuing toward the door. Cassie, come back, Roxy cries. But you don't listen. The doors are closed by now. Close by now. And as soon as you reach them, you are out of here. You're only a few steps away from the door when the Regent suddenly appears. You've forgotten all about it. The bot gets between you and the doors, wasting no time and releasing its chemicals. You try to retreat, but the noxious cloud envelops you, burning its away at your throat. Roxy, you try to call her name, but all you can do is cough, stumbling. You fall to the floor, rolling on your back. The Regent slowly makes its way over where you lie. Then everything goes dark. Stupid Regent, man. Almost too scared to think, you bolt back to the direction of the green rooms. Roxy is on your heels, but you hear Freddy behind her, getting closer. With every passing second, he's snarling and making weird noises. Is this what happens to Monty? Was Gregory playing around with his programming too, and maybe messed something up? There's no way to know. Not now. When Gregory is, you can't think about it. Focusing on running, you make it back to the stage and area and to Roxy's green room. She follows you and shuts the door, locking it. And not a moment too soon, the whole room seems to shudder shudder as Freddy collides with the exterior of the door. You scream, unable to stop yourself, and retreat back from the door. What's wrong with Freddy? You shudder as Gregory's scream echoes in your ears. Why did he do that? I don't know, Roxy winces as Freddy collides with the door again. Let me in, Freddy roars. The next time Freddy hits the door, it begins to splinter around the edges. Your heart drops. There's not much time before Freddy breaks through. You look around, but there's nowhere to go. Only you spotted a vent up in the corner of the room. Roxy, you cry out, pointing. Help me up there. Understanding, Roxy goes over to the vent and rips the cover off. Freddy slams into the door again, the cracks growing larger. Hurry! Roxy hoists you up. You grab the edge of the opening, trying to pull yourself up. Behind you, the door explodes inward, and Freddy bursts in, growling as he lunges for you. He shoves Roxy aside, and you fall to the floor. Suddenly above you, there's nothing but teeth. You throw your hands over your eyes and scream, but nothing happens. Laughter slowly fills the room when you look up again. Freddy's chest is open and Gregory crouched in there, alive and laughing his head off. Freddy has joined in, and anger surges through you as you realize they've pulled another prank. But then, you look up at Roxy and your heart drops. She's laughing too. Your anger fizzles and damped by embarrassment and rising feeling of betrayal. This was all a joke? You say, hardly able to speak. Gregory thought you were dead. Gregory, I thought you were dead. And Roxy, you knew? Roxy stops laughing. Gregory said you liked to be scared, so I helped him scare you. You ball your hands into fists, wanting to yell at Gregory to chew him out for his mean prank. Instead, you say nothing more and run away. Alright, we're getting somewhere with this. So both of these options. Search the backstage office. What's that get us? Take the key, leave the key. What key? What was our previous option? Oh yeah, immediately warn Gregory. That's what we chose. Yeah, we opened the door, and then we chose to immediately warn Gregory. Let's search the office real quick. The Regent seems engaged enough, so you decide to risk looking around the office, blah blah blah, Roxy, anything. Roxy, opposite in the room. I'm just gonna go through all this real quick. So it seems we found a key that we don't know what it goes to. Decide to leave the key behind if you want to take the key. Take the key, why not? Why wouldn't we? This takes us to page 126. Oh, whoa, what we got here? We got options. Lock the door. Leave the opposite take left down the hallway. Take a right down the hallway. Lock the door. Okay, locking the door doesn't work. Left hallway. Okay. Interesting. There's also a key that we could have found. Let's go to night 5. Here we go. Found it. Alright, here we go. If Roxy is equipped with Monty's claws and you want to directly confront the Regent. You're tired of trying to avoid the Regent. It's time to deal with it. Head on. You look at Roxy's hands, the ones you upgraded with the new claws you found in Monty's green room. With these accessories, she might actually be a match for the Regent. You point at the claws. Roxy, do you think you're up for confronting the Regent if I lure it out? Roxy looks down at her hands. She flexes her fingers, at the razor-sharp tips winking in the light. Oh yeah. If you think it'll work, Cassie, I've got your back. You creep through the Pizzaplex, listening for any evidence of the bot. You're near the prize counter, which is where you saw it last. You swallow, nervous, to be acting as bait, but you also know you don't have a choice. If you're going to deal with the Regent, you need to lure it out into the open. No point in being subtle, you think. Hey! Your voice sounds super loud in the deserted Pizzaplex, echoing a little. Hey, bot, are you looking for me? Here I am. At first, you think your efforts have come to nothing. Then suddenly, you hear the sound of something getting closer. It's a sound you recognize all too well by now. The Regent appears, rushing at you. Turning, you run, bolting back across the Pizzaplex. But the Regent is moving faster than you expected, closing in. You need to make it back to the main stage, but if you don't move faster, fear gives you one last burst of energy, enough to carry you into the main stage area. Roxy, get ready! You're almost to the stage when you trip suddenly, sprawling across the floor in a heartbeat. The Regent is upon you, nozzles primed and ready. A roar sounds above you as Roxy launches herself out off the stage, landing between you and the Regent. Her claws arc down the nozzle and go flying, slice cleansely off the Regent's arms. The bot flails, making an angry screeching sound, but Roxy continues her attack, clawing at it again and again. You hear the sound of metal tearing as you get to your feet and back away, ready to run again if you need to. But Roxy blows are relentless. Within moments, she's made a short work of the Regent. It attempts to roll backward, then falls onto its side, shuddering once before going still. You wait, but it doesn't move again. You did it, Roxy. The Regent is dead. Roxy sighs with relief. Thank goodness. She flexes her claws again. Or actually, thank these babies, I think I'll keep them. Thank these babies. I think I'll keep them. Good idea, you say, feeling safe for the first time in a long time. Now I think it's time for me to get out of here. Roxy looks a little sad but nods. I'll walk you to the exit. With Roxy at your side, you make your way to the front of the Pizzaplex. When you try the doors, they open easily. Whatever locking protocols they had ended along with the Regent. Thanks, Roxy, you say. She smiles. Come back soon, Cassie. I'll miss you. Then you step outside the Pizzaplex into the cool night air. A dark figure outside the entrance turns as you exit. It's Gregory. He gives you the biggest, most mischievous grin, then says, So what game do you want to play tomorrow night? The end. Wow. No question mark. That's the canon ending. Huh. You know, come to think of it, Roxy does have claws. in the opening of Security Breach. Like, here, let me pull up... Hang on. Guys, this is the best time to sleep. I ain't going to sleep until this is done. Dang, it's been 2 hours. Me too, but there's 4 more people watching, now 5. Naughty Regen. John likes to say scary games as a kid. Yeah. I'm gonna end Gregory, part 2. What does that mean? I'm confused. Or you mean like you're gonna end Gregory because he's planning another game? I get it now. I put it together. Alright, go here, go here, go here. FNAF. Security breach. Yeah, right here. I found the scene. Alright. Right here, look. Claws. I don't know if those are Monty's claws, though. No. Monty's claws are much bigger, but she still has claws. Also, are we gonna talk about how this book had no mention of Glamrock Chica whatsoever? Like, Glamrock Chica was straight up absent in this book. She was nowhere. Like, she didn't even get, like, the closest thing we got to Chica was when we went to Mazer Size in this book. Now, it's possible that there is something to do with her that we didn't find. And also, what about the Teethy Chew that we found? We never found out what that was for. Huh. I wonder if the Teethy Chew is just an Easter egg, then. I don't know. But, we finished the book. We are officially done. That is the end of Escape the Pizzaplex. Wow. Pretty good book, not gonna lie. Pretty good book. Glamrock Chica was on vacation, true. So true. I'm glad that we got the good endings, though. We got 3 good endings. Ugh, excuse me. I wonder what this means, though. We didn't get any references to Glitch Trap or Vanny or anything. Or you know what, chat? We've done it before and we can do it again. How about we go ahead. Go here. Go here. I didn't get any problems last time I did this, so hopefully I don't this time. Boop. Let's go ahead and let's see what this is all about.
Escape the Pizzaplex just came out, and I just want to say I'm right about everything all the time, and you should have believed me. Well, almost. Seriously though, not only is this book chock full of lore about the Pizzaplex and Gregory and Cassie and what's going on before Security Breach, it nearly confirms a lot of what I've been theorizing about that time period. So what is this book even about? Well, Slices, put on your aprons and let's bake ourselves a theory. Quick disclaimer before we get into it, the book came out 3 days ago, so please, go out and get the book yourself. It's very, very good. I'm going to be going deep into spoilers for this book for this video, and all theory videos on this book moving forward. But I will say, because of the nature of a choose-your-own-adventure book and the quality and depth of the writing itself, it's still worth it to go and get and read the book, even if you watch this video first.
Already did.
Yes, I'm going to spoil the book, but there's so many different endings, and the way you get them is varied. It's not like I'm giving
Shout out
you
to
a
Right
walkthrough.
Toast, by the way.
So, one, if you want to read the book before watching these videos,
One of my
to fully
favorite
avoid
FNAF theorists.
spoilers, I get it. But even if you watch this video first, please do go out and get the book and read it. It's very good. If I had to
It is a
rank
very
it
good
among
book.
the other interactive novels, I'd probably say The Week Before is still my favorite.
Yes,
but this
agreed.
is a close second. Now,
Yes,
without any
also
further
agreed.
ado, what is Escape the Pizzaplex?
Honestly, when it comes to rating the books right now, Week Before, number 1, Escape the Pizzaplex, number 2, VIP, number 3, Return to the Pit, number 4, last place.
Happens in this book. The book follows Cassie and Gregory, and what they get up to when the two of them hide in the
Hey, it uses the
Pizzaplex
same
until
background
after
music I use.
closing and have the whole place to themselves after hours. The book takes place over 5 nights, in which Cassie
least in today's
endures
stream.
scarier and deadlier pranks from Gregory. And pranks is in air quotes here. On the first night, while playing hide and
Pranks.
seek with a manic and scary Freddy, she even thinks she's going to be killed by Glamrock Freddy. But at the last moment, Gregory pops out of his chest cavity and says that it was all a prank. On the second night,
Just a
Gregory
prank, bro.
promises pranks are over, and instead he and Cassie play hide and seek with Monty. However, Monty is jittery and almost seems like something is wrong. His arms and head spasm at random times. There are electric shocks that jolt off him at random intervals. In some of the endings of this night, Monty does even kill you. If you're sufficiently far away and by yourself, Monty catches up to you so he can get you. But in other endings where Gregory's nearby, he swoops in and stops Monty, promising that it wasn't supposed to be like this. This isn't some kind of elaborate prank, but instead some programming he added to Monty went wrong, and he promises to work on it. The third night is where things really kick into gear. Cassie is just going to leave the Pizzaplex at the normal time. She's fed up with all of these quote-unquote pranks. But Gregory and Freddy ask her to stay. Freddy even essentially kidnaps her to make sure she stays overnight. They then explain to her that the Pizzaplex added a staff bot that Gregory and Freddy call the Reagent, which is essentially a staff bot with insect
The Reagent, not the Regent. Freak me, dude.
like eyes fitted with a chemical tank on its back and 2 arms of spray nozzles. It was added to eliminate any biological material.
That is not at all what I thought that it looked like. I thought it looked like similar to R2-D2 or even like Painbot from Teen Titans Go. Anyone know what Painbot looks like? If you know, you know.
Left in the Pizzaplex.
That is
after
not at all how I
hours.
imagined
The fear is that Gregory and Cassie, to a computer, are biological material, so it might eliminate them. They have to find a way to stop it so they can continue safely hanging out after hours. Gregory and Freddy tell Cassie to wait in the kitchen while they go to fix it, but the reagent shows up in the kitchen anyway, and you have to avoid it to survive. Anytime the reagent gets too close and starts spraying its chemicals, Cassie feels immense throat and body pain and passes out almost immediately, giving us a game over. In fact, the only way to get out of this night alive is to hide long enough and secure enough that when we eventually get sprayed by the reagent, Roxy shows up at the last minute and we pass out. She rescues us and we wake up like 24 hours later the next night. Again, after the Pizzaplex is locked up for the night. Roxy tells you that Gregory and Freddy are still off trying to stop the reagent, but
Agreed,
luckily
Abigail.
she's here to help Cassie survive and possibly escape. But as you go about your business, you find that Gregory and Freddy are arguing, and from a distance see Freddy kill Gregory, then go to hunt you. Eventually, Freddy catches
Sometimes
up
it's hard
to
to
you, and
pronounce
whether or
things.
not you find a way to defend yourself, right before they get Cassie, Gregory bursts
you're not a
out of
pro
Freddy's
reader, at
chest
least.
cavity and admits that it was, again, all a prank. This time, Roxy was in on it too, because Gregory told her that Cassie likes to be scared.
Nobody's
Cassie
perfect.
runs off upset. Notably, on night 4, the reagent is still wandering about, and if it catches you, you do get a game over. The next day, Cassie is hiding in a supply closet all day, staying at the Pizzaplex, until eventually Roxy finds her and apologizes. They have a conversation, and Roxy explains that she doesn't know why she believed Gregory, to which Cassie tells her to scan her programming. When Roxy does, she finds that Gregory modified her programming, not only to prank Cassie last night, but he adjusted her programming to turn on Cassie again tonight, eventually attacking her. So Cassie and Roxy rush to a computer terminal to find it, and Cassie is able to locate and delete Gregory's programming. But now that the programming has been deleted, the monitor shows the reagent activating with a new target. Specifically Cassie, even showing a picture of her face with a red X on it. You then have several options in front of you on how to encounter and surprise attack the reagent using Roxy, and it's where we get several endings to this story. But in one of these endings, you can actually find an executive access key off of the body of the reagent. The book then instructs you to start again from night 4 with this executive access key card. If you do so, you're able to access the mysterious package in Monty's green room. Inside are his new claws, which we can instead give to Roxy. This not only gives you a new ending for night 4, where you eventually attack Freddy with Roxy, hurting Gregory a little bit, but on night 5, you can have Roxy attack Freddy with Roxy. This not only gives you a new ending for night 4, where you eventually attack Freddy with Roxy, hurting Gregory a little bit, but on night 5, you can have Roxy attack the reagent directly instead of sneaking up on it. And when you do that, you're still successful, but this time when you leave the Pizzaplex, you get this ending. Then you step outside the Pizzaplex into the cool night air. A dark figure outside the entrance turns as you exit.
Yep, that's exactly what we got.
He gives you the biggest, most mischievous grin, then says, "So what game do you want to play tomorrow night?" Which implies that Gregory was the one behind the reagent this entire time. It was all just another quote-unquote prank. And that's the main story. But like I said, there's plenty of other avenues and endings you can get throughout the book, most of them resulting in Cassie dying. And there's a lot of lore I haven't touched on yet, but for today, I kind of want to focus on the main story and central piece of lore in this book, since this is the first video on the book. So what does the major story here mean? Well, first of all, I kind of have to defend this book a bit. Weeks before it actually came out, people were running all over Reddit and Twitter sharing not only spoilers of the story, but complaining that it was the most unexplainable, farthest from the canon book so far.
I also love how he pets his cat on the videos.
Book, I just have to say, what the hell were any of you talking about? This book, this is the most unbelievable book so far in the interactive novel series. Is that what we're saying here? The last book had the FNAF Avengers in it. The last book had an Ella/Circus Baby/Eleanor.
We're not going to talk about that.
Doll in the basement of the 1985 version of the pizzeria that tricked Oswald. The last book had Oswald put on rabbit ears, get his mind controlled by them, and then say the phrase, quote, "You feel very bunny." So you're telling me that this book is less believably connected to the lore than the last one because Gregory is too mean to Cassie in this book? Is that what we're talking about here? Because the main argument I've heard as to why this book is disconnected from the lore is that why would Cassie go back to save Gregory in ruin if he's been doing this to her for seemingly a long time? And look, part of me sees where that argument is coming from, but there is a perfectly rational explanation now that we can actually read the damn book. So what is all of this useful lore and evidence and the explanation for that question?
Sorry for the language.
Well, before we move on, can we just look me in the eyes? Can we please try to keep spoilers and complaints about the story of something until after it fucking comes out,
okay.
Please? If I have to see FNAF Twitter blow up about how some new entry is going to destroy the entire FNAF lore before it even comes out, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Even Mark doesn't even want a piece of this. Luckily, I've got a backup. I'm gonna be brief, and I'm gonna be real. You've got like less than 24 hours to get this plushie. It's already
unfortunately didn't get one.
Past the goal. You know, it's almost at 300 plushies, and I can't thank you guys enough.
I really didn't get one because I don't know where to put it.
I'm just letting you know, it closes tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST. So if you haven't gotten one and you want one yet, you got to get it now. Thanks again for the support on it. I think the most important and central piece of lore of this book is it tells us what the purpose of Gregory serving under Glitchtrap was. So with books like GGY and evidence we find in the games, many people, myself included, believe that before Security Breach, Gregory was a...
Honestly, we need a pre-Security Breach game that shows us either playing as Cassie or Gregory, and it shows us what Gregory was like before Security Breach started. Back when he was still Dr. Rabbit.
Servant to Glitchtrap, much like Vanessa is as Vanny. And in GGY, he goes by Dr. Rabbit. So I've been saying that Dr. Rabbit is to Gregory as Vanny is to Vanessa, before the events of Security Breach.
Yes.
But we never really got a good why. My thinking was that Dr. Rabbit was defense while Vanny was offense.
Yes.
Essentially, Vanny was the one hunting people down, collecting their remnant,
Agreed.
and doing whatever Glitchtrap wanted them to do with it. Meanwhile, Dr. Rabbit was setting up defenses, the arcade cabinets that house the consciousness of Gregory and Vanessa, the MXES system that's been fully intertwined throughout the entire Pizzaplex, the programming that the animatronics protect Gregory and Vanessa. But this book not only defends part of that, but gives us an actual functional role for Gregory in this scheme. First of all, I have to point out that in this book, multiple times, Gregory is able and stated to change the programming of the animatronics.
Yes, very
Something
true.
I've been saying that GGY tells us, and that he probably did in-game before Security Breach several times. So I'm just going to take the W on that one. But what this book tells us is not only what Gregory has been doing, but even explains the missing people we see on the newspaper article in the bad ending when you leave through the front
Oh yeah,
doors.
that's Gregory, all right.
That being that Gregory is the manipulator and bait to capture people for remnant extraction. And this book is showing us his main method and why it didn't work on Cassie. This entire book, we are put in more and more dangerous situations by Gregory because of his pranks, and some of them kill us. But if he can stop it and help it at the last minute, he does, right as we think we're about to die. Then he explains it was all a prank or an accident and apologizes. But the
Seems
one
more
thing
like a
he
test.
never stops is the reagent. Something that, from the secret ending of this book, we know Gregory targeted on Cassie, and that when it catches Cassie, her lungs and face immediately start to burn and she passes out. The one time we survive this encounter is when Roxy appears just in time to take us away, and we wake up like a day later. Whatever this gas is, it might kill you, but it definitely knocks you out for at least a day. So what is going on here? I think this
Trying
is
to kidnap
Gregory's
her.
main method on capturing victims to have their remnant extracted. Now,
Yep.
whether you believe that's just to create a vessel for Glitchtrap to inhabit, or you believe in Remnantplex, that they're using the remnant to power the whole Pizzaplex, either way, we know there's a scooper in the basement, and someone at the Pizzaplex has been using it, and
Yep.
this is how they're getting their fuel. Let me set the scene for you with Cassie to better explain this. Cassie is a normal child who loves the Freddy Fazbear Pizzaplex, but one day, for unknown reasons, nobody shows up to her birthday party, and she is left all alone, not having any friends that she thought she did, until Roxy and eventually Gregory show up to her birthday party, making it her best birthday ever. And from then on, Cassie and Gregory become fast friends, especially because Gregory is able to help Cassie sneak into the Pizzaplex after hours, in unbelievable joy for someone their age, so they can have the whole place to themselves. It's the best playground someone could
Imagine
ask
how
for.
Cassie would
And
react if
every
she
night
met
they get up to
Security
hijinks
Breach
and become
Gregory
incredibly close and trusted
before you have the
friends.
Dr. Rabbit
The only
control.
thing Cassie doesn't like is occasionally Gregory will prank her, or at least one of his pranks, which usually involves scaring her and making her think she's about to die. But she knows, at the end of the day, it's just one of Gregory's pranks. He does this all the time, and she'll be okay. Until one day, the
Seems more like a
reagent
test.
arrives. Gregory warns her that it's something the Pizzaplex has added, and it's legitimately dangerous, so she needs to watch out. Now, any other kid would be helpless in this situation. Any other kid who fully trusted Gregory at this point would listen when he says wait in the kitchen. They would wait in the kitchen, the reagent would arrive in the kitchen, and they would be knocked unconscious by this gas. And now Gregory has an unconscious victim who he can bring alive to the scooping room to extract their remnant. Not only that,
Yep.
but if they found out about Agony by this point, this would be one of the most pure remnant collections ever. Because this is, admittedly, one of the least agonizing deaths in this franchise. It hurts, and it's scary, don't get me wrong, but they're knocked unconscious and then killed, essentially dying in their sleep. Cherry on top is the name of this bot itself, the reagent. In context, that makes no sense in
Yes.
chemistry. A reagent is a substance that is added to a system of substances to induce a chemical reaction. And if this is truly to prep people for remnant collection, maybe whatever this chemical is not only knocks someone out, but preps their body to produce a lot more remnant. It's doing a chemical reaction to the human body. This is Gregory's job while he's under the control of Glitchtrap. Vanny is the one extracting the remnant, injecting it into burn trap or whatever they do with it, and making sure nobody gets caught by adjusting the security logs and handling the police. Meanwhile, Gregory's job is to target or create a lonely child, either by finding one naturally or making sure a birthday party goes wrong. Then he gains their trust and brings them to the Pizzaplex after hours,
I
wearing
did always
down
find
that
it
fight
weird
or
that
flight with
Cassie
these
ended up
pranks,
alone on her
making
birthday.
sure that if they ever think they're truly in danger, they'll think it might be one of Gregory's pranks, and they won't be as on guard. And once he's manipulated them enough, he sicks the reagent after them, knocks them unconscious, and brings them to the scooper. So then, why doesn't this work on Cassie? Well, that's because I lied about Cassie. She's not a perfectly normal child. She's also a savant with technology and programming, and she has an intimate knowledge of the Pizzaplex and its locations.
Her dad
because
is also
her
a
father
mechanic.
Worked at the place.
Yep.
With that knowledge and her coding experience, she is able to outmaneuver and outwit Gregory at every turn. And that's why she's still there for Ruin. But then, I hear you. Like people have said, if Cassie knows that Gregory sent the reagent, something that would kill her after her, and adjusted all this programming to make Roxy attack her, why would she ever go back for Ruin to save him? Well, I've got two reasons for this, and one is speculative, and one has hard evidence behind it. The speculative one is I still think, after Escape the Pizzaplex and before Security Breach, Cassie is the one who finds the Balloon World arcade machine in the daycare loft and beats it to free Gregory. And if she learns about Glitchtrap's control of Gregory, then she would most likely forgive a lot of what he's done.
I was hoping that was going to be an option in this book.
But that's speculation.
And
Here's
have
some hard
something to do
evidence.
with the secret ending.
The only ending in where it's implied that she at all finds out that Gregory was behind the reagent isn't canon. And I'm confident in saying that, because that ending, you need to give Roxy the Monty clause, in which Roxy says she liked them so much she's going to keep them. But of course, in Security Breach, Roxy has the eyes upgrade, and Monty has his claws. So either they're taken away from her forcibly, or this is the book telling us that this isn't the canon ending. Not to mention, the only way to access this is by
But the problem is, it's the only ending without a question mark, so it's like, it's weird. It's very weird.
Taking an item from a different ending and restarting with it. Meaning, in the timeline, Cassie never had the item she needed to get the claws in the first place. So to Cassie, she doesn't know Gregory sent the reagent after her, the only legitimately dangerous thing in the Pizzaplex, the thing that Gregory warned her about. And as far as the programming goes, because they thwarted it, she doesn't know that that programming would have killed her. She'd be dead if she found that out. So to her, it's just another mean prank that Gregory pulled. And yes, would a bunch of mean pranks that scared the hell out of you make you not like someone that much? I agree. I would also be pretty mad. But if a friend who's pranked me repeatedly and scared the hell out of me and been generally pretty mean to me suddenly emailed me or texted me or called me and said, hey, I've been trapped underneath the Pizzaplex, and I know you have the wherewithal to find me. Please help. I'm gonna answer that call. But like I said, this is just the surface of the lore in these books. I didn't even have time to get into what it tells us about Cassie's dad, or the way that the upgrades worked and who might have gotten them in the first place, or the fact that twice in this book, Gregory uses an elevator to kill Cassie. Doesn't that sound familiar? But those will be saved for future theories. Probably 2 weeks from now, because I'm definitely going to be making a video about the FNAF 2 trailer we just got. But in the meantime, I just put out a video covering a demo of 5 Newfangled Nights.
There's an ending with the elevator?
Game with a really cool art style.
Chat, you were right about the elevator.
A lot of fun playing. You can check that out right here. If you want your fan art featured on the channel, make sure to share it with hashtag ToastArt. A huge thank you to the best channel members, the Dough Risers. And until next time, as always, stay toasty, slices.
Wow. That's absolutely crazy. Chat, you were right. Wow. Alright then, well, we're gonna end this stream off here. We are officially done with Escape the Pizzaplex, and thanks to Rightos, feel free to go subscribe to him and check out his videos, and leave a like on that video we just watched. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think we're gonna do a live stream of some rank grinding and get Fortnite Star Wars season rank grinding over with tomorrow, maybe. I was gonna do it after this stream, but this stream turned out to be a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. So, this was definitely the longest stream yet that we've done on this book. And it's also the final stream, so. Thanks for watching. Bye all my fellow gamers.